Last episode we discussed hard bait season, and as it gets cooler and cooler, which it's slowly doing this year, the more those trout grow up and the more they want to hit this. Now this is a pretty nice one right here, but we're probably going to catch a good bit of throwbacks today, as it's still not cold enough for it to be pure keepers, but we're looking for a handful of these. And what I like to do is get in these man-made canals, water's sky high still, and fish it real tight to wherever they still have some grass, some marsh grass where the houses aren't built. So you can see that grass right there on that dock, and that's what they like to hide in. So these fish, they hide up in that flooded marsh grass, so I'm throwing it real tight to it, and I rip it, pop, pop. Oh, there he is. Look how close that fish was to that marsh grass. I mean, it is close. That one's close to 12, 13 inches. Definitely a keeper a couple years ago. What you think, Nala? Simba ain't been wanting to go fishing lately. Here, give him a little kiss, Nala. Let that one go. Yeah, there you go. But what they do is they hide up in that marsh grass, that flooded marsh grass, and they do this for a couple weeks out the year until some pretty decent cold fronts come through. And once the big cold fronts come through, they'll come off the drop-offs. We'll typically catch those with a jig head, but until then they're real tight, they're shallow, or maybe they're off the first drop looking up into the grass. I guess all the bait's buried up in that marsh grass. And you just gotta keep working all this grass and try to catch enough fish to where you weed through enough throwbacks to get to the keepers. Save a lot of gas money. Very effective and fun place to fish. And as it gets colder, the less throwbacks you'll get, like this one, and more keepers you'll get, like we started the video off with. Just watch them treble hooks on these little guys. The good news is there's plenty of fish in here, it looks like. So it's not gonna be long and it'll be limits coming out of here when these little guys grow up or the females move in. Let me get some pliers to get on this one. Good one. There's a keeper. You just never know. I mean, you'll catch a 9 or 10 incher and then get a 18 incher. This is a solid 16 incher right here. Yeah, baby. Come on. Come on. Stay buttoned. Stay buttoned. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Major minnow, baby. That's a good fish. What we got, Nala? That's a good one right there. That's what we're looking for. A handful of these. But as it gets colder, they all start looking like this. And I like to get out here early in the morning, get some of these on top water, and get away from the shore. I don't want to spook them. That's what we're doing, guys, right there, working these matrix minnows suspended, throwing up in like 1 foot of water and working it out to about, I don't know, 8 foot or so, and then I'll pause it. Sometimes they'll hit that sucker right when it's paused. All right, so what you want to do is focus on shorelines with grass. Go right up in the grass, and it's twitch, 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 twitch. Pause it, let it set. Twitch, 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 pause it. A lot of times they will straighten all your slack out when it's paused, just sitting there. And what that matrix minnow does, when you pause it, it just slowly, slowly sinks. So I like to also pause it. A, they like it like that. But B, when you come off that shallow, grassy stuff and you pause it, you're letting it get down to a little bit deeper water as I'm throwing in. There he is. Just weed through these little ones. Weeding through the little one. Look at that little feller. I mean, you talk about a brave soldier there. He's trying to eat something half the size of him. Tell me, if this little fish, if that little fish would try to eat that, what would a 7-pound trout try to eat? But when I pause it, it's letting it sink down and go down the water column a little bit more. And I like fishing these matrix minnows and rip shad, jerkbaits in general on sunny days. What I find is all of that erratic motion, I think the sun reflects off this lure and really gets those fish's attention. Oh, is this a keeper? I either got him foul hooked or he's a decent one. Let's see. Let's see. He was right on the bank. What we got? Oh, that's why he's fighting. The heart of a redfish, boy. They like Rocky. It's amazing. This little thing ain't but 11, 12 inches long, and they fight harder than a 19-inch trout. Beautiful golden fish, though. I got a little grass patch like this by my dock, by my house where we keep this boat. And I've been casting off the dock every afternoon with the kids. And I just throw it right up tight to the grass, same thing we're doing now. And hook one and let my little kids reel it in. They love it. But it's a little bit of a tough cast to make. I usually make the cast for them. Because when I tell you these, if you miss that grass by a few inches or a foot, they're not there. I mean, they are really, especially on a flood tide like this, caused by a lot of east winds, they are right in that grass. And as you can see, up here we're running out of grass. So when I finish this drift on this grass, we're just gonna move over and fish another grassy shoreline. All right, just ran out of grass right there, so we're just gonna simply idle over. It doesn't really matter where you try this technique with the matrix minnow, just make sure there's some grass and vegetation. And you can do this all over the bayous, anything on the North Shore. In the fall, the trout push up in there, Bayou Lacombe, Bayou Liberty, Lake Shore, Gohagen's Canal, Salt Bayou, Eden Isles has some. And I like this matrix minnow. It's got a little lip here. Now this bait is a little bit light, so make sure you got light line or a good rod. If you're not very good with a bait caster, just simply throw it with a spinning rod. But this is what we're looking for here. Look, here's my depth finder. We're definitely marking a lot of stuff on the bottom. Although we're not fishing the bottom, but right here's the key. 80 degrees. We want to fish this technique anywhere from like 70 to 80 degrees. We're kind of like right in the beginning of it. That's why we're catching so many throwbacks. As that water temp gets around 72, 74, it'll be 80% keepers rather than 60% throwbacks like right now. But I'm gonna save gas today, stay close, do this, and see what happens. Now Captain Chris he's over there on L&N. We've been shooting some videos on that, and he just texted me. He said, man, we're killing them over here. And I was like, well, we shot that video the other day, you go get them. So I'm not gonna go run over there. Maybe we catch 20 or 40, stay right here. Maybe we get 5 to 15. Don't burn any gas. I'm gonna just stay close today and show you guys a different technique. The keeper, baby. Oh, he's barely hooked. I see the whole lure sticking out his mouth. When you see that, you want to try to be careful. Ooh. What's crazy about these jerkbaits in top waters, you got 6 incredibly sharp treble hooks, which Simba's caught one in the nose before. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to be on the boat today. But the amount of times you lose the fish is just incredible to me. But that one, it tore his lip up a little bit, but he stayed button. Just simply moved shorelines, doing the same thing. Got plenty of grass. Look at all that good undeveloped land. It's got trees in the background, marsh grass, and then fish sitting up in the grass tight, chomping that Matrix Minnow. One of the most underrated baits we have in the Matrix family, the Matrix Minnow. This is an awesome dude right here. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna cut this one off, try another color, mix it up a little bit. All right, let's see what we got in a little Matrix goodie box here. Your box will look similar to this month, or maybe next month. Lots of hard baits. Make sure you subscribe to the monthly bait box. We're gonna put on a new color here. Let's change it up a little. When you get these minnows in, they come with a rubber band tied on the hooks just for safety. We're just gonna tie the old trusty polymer knot. Most people are familiar with that. It's definitely, in my opinion, the easiest knot to tie. You just fold it over, go through the loop there, like so. That little loop that we put on there, that key ring style loop, it gives it a little more action, kind of like a loop knot. Fold it over, and I like to pull the tag in line. That way your main line stays nice and straight. If you pull the main line, it's gonna get all curly cued on you. Probably inhibit the action of the lure. Well, let's get back in there where we just caught that good one. Let's see what we can do. All right. Oh, and he got back. Oh, and he's back. How many are down there? Here we go, here we go. The good one, baby. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Watch it, Nyla girl. You know, once that hook in your nose like your brother got, on that one I had a good one rip me. And I had got 2 or 3 cranks on him, and he got off, and I was like, oh man, he got off. And as soon as I felt the slack come out my line, go into my line from him getting off, another one grabbed it. So I'm gonna turn this boat around when I get this one off and see how many are down there. One thing you must have when fishing these is a good pair of pliers. We sell nice aluminum pliers at Matrix Shad. Look at these suckers. Been in the boat for probably 1.5 years. No oil, no nothing. Still work like a champ. It's got a little grabber on the end, good for putting split rings on. Oh, there we go. Let's get this dude in the well. Let's get another hammer. Weaker. Little guy, little guy. Just mixing through them here. Go from a 17, 18 incher down to a 10 incher. All shapes and sizes. All shapes and sizes. Where you at, big dog? Just gotta call them big dogs up. Oh, squeaker again. Squeaky, squeaky. A lot of fishing here, though. It's gonna be a good winter in here. We do a lot of trolling in here in the winter. Lots of trolling. Fish will get deep. It's about 30 foot in the middle of here. Great place for them to hide out in the winter time. What this is, guys. Digging on them. We got another red. As soon as I hit him, I told the cameraman, what is this, another redfish? Another redfish. Pretty one. Pretty, pretty. Lots of life in here. Lots of life, guys. Matrix pliers. Ooh, good fish. Look at that one, y'all. Look at that one. He tattooed it. I went to jerk it and he went to jerk it. We met forces. Oh yeah, look at that fish. It's amazing these are hanging out with some of those dinks. Oh man, come on. Come on, they're strong. Oh my gosh. You want to try to get the momentum. When he's coming up, you come up. When he's digging down, give him the rod tip. So he shoots down in the water, put your rod tip down. When you have momentum of him pulling up, that's when you go with your boat flip. Most people would have netted that fish, and I certainly don't blame you. But we're gonna go ahead and end it on this beautiful trout right here. This is about as big as they're gonna get this time of year, and that is a fine, right at almost 3-pound trout. But make sure to subscribe to the monthly bait box. Want to guess what's going to be in it? You got it. Matrix Minnow. Underrated bait. I think people shy off of this a little bit too much, probably because it's just light, a little hard to throw, but the action and the effectiveness of this lure is phenomenal. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we do plenty hard bait videos, jerk bait videos. You know I love topwater. We'll be doing that soon too. So subscribe to everything, guys, and until next time, good fishing.